What's up, motherfuckers? It's Moist Alex, finally bringing you another video. And guys, I apologize for my absence, but I just recently got through dealing with some in real life stuff. For those of you who are my friends, my subscribers, and some of my subscribers who have become my friend, you know why. Actually, subscribers, I apologize. You might not know why. And I just let that motherfucker hit me for 2,000, fucking up. Man, I hate being so rusty in this game. So sometimes I've been playing this game for weeks, EOC, and I'm still rusty on a lot of shit, but it's all good. You know, we'll get out of it. Arraxor's been mind fucking me, man. Like, I don't understand how I can't beat this motherfucker, and it's annoying me, and it's just phase 4. Like, a lot of people are struggling to get to phase 4. I can easily get to phase 4, but I fuck up there. I just don't understand. I can't do as much DPS as I should in order to kill a motherfucker. And then, you know, as you know, in phase 4, after he gets to low health, the rage, well, it becomes a she then. The rage kicks up and it starts hitting me for like 3700s, along with the acid hitting me and the rapid fire maze shots. It gets ridiculous, man. It's sad, but I will beat that motherfucker in time. But this is why I'm at Glaciers, though. But before I get to that, with the real life stuff, I want to give you a quick backstory for those of you who didn't watch my video of me talking about it. My mother back in January or February was, oh no. Fucking froze me and almost got murked. But back in January, my mother was released from her company, along with her whole accounting department was actually released. Not accounting department, but her whole department was actually let go. So it wasn't just her; it was her whole department, because her section of the department was actually doing budget cuts. So they let everybody from her team go, and it was sad. I was upset about it because, you know, my mother's never been fired like that. You know, that was one of the first times in her life she's been fired because the company was, you know, losing money. But it's something that also makes you wonder, like, what do people do who work, you know, day to day do if something like that happen? Like, if they shut down a restaurant or a grocery store, what are you to do? And sometimes they don't even tell you. They just up and do it. Something happens and they up and do it. So it made me also learn a lot, because I started to step up my storage stuff. You know, when I was doing the storage auctions and going to warehouse stuff and buying and selling on eBay and stuff, I started kicking that up a lot to help her out, and it actually turned into something we was able to live off of. And then she partnered in with me and she started doing it more. And as she started doing it more, I started trying to focus on school a little bit, but I couldn't. You know, I wanted to fully register to go to college, but I couldn't because, you know, in my mind, you're saying to yourself like everything is okay, but you know at any time it's not. So before I wanted to go, I wanted to make sure everything was 100. So when I decided to do that dumbass thing, move them out the bar. So what I decided to do was, you know, skip this year of college and definitely for sure next year go, but also it will give me more life experiences, because now I'm facing the struggle that I was facing when I was in Chicago. And it was solely due to the fact that Chicago was just, it looked like a lot of fucking coins, but it's only 13K. But in Chicago, you know, everybody struggled, you know, being poor and stuff like that, you know. And now as an adult, it's different because I'm an adult now. So the struggle is different when you're a kid because there's nothing you can really do. And a lot of kids think that, though. There's some things you can actually do, but as a kid, you know, I actually tried to do something to help my mom when I was young. I tried to sell lemonade, and you know, I went to school with cans of pops. Well, I call it pop. I'm northern, so it's y'all down here in the south call it soda. I call it pop. But oh no, you talking the wrong thing. But you know, I used to sell like the cheap brand of pops to the at school for 25 cents each, and a lot of kids used to buy from it because it actually was beneficial to them, because you only got that little carton of milk, and some people like to drink stuff. And then of course you had teachers and stuff who got mad at me for doing it for health reasons, so I flipped it and did bottles of water. I started bringing you know, making letting water get real cold, and I brought 2 book bags with me, and I had a backpack full of cold water in the morning, and I would sell that throughout the day. And I got this big bag that actually had my grandmother gave it to me. It was a big, like a huge lunch bag, and it had those little freezing, I forgot what you call them, like those little, the blue gel stuff that you can freeze up and it'll keep the things in there all cold for the whole day. So I upgraded to that and I started making a decent amount of money. I was selling bottled water for 50 cents each, and I was doing pretty good, man. But I learned through my mom, that was actually being an entrepreneur almost, because I was taking something that was sold and I sold it for more. And a lot of people think buying something from somebody or getting something for free and then turning around and reselling it is out of retaliate is what's doing it. Is actually a crime, and it's not. If someone, if you value something at $500 and someone else values at 1,000, who are you to question if they sell it for 1,000? If you wanted to get 1,000, you would have asked them for 1,000. Now, there are some cases where you can say, like, if something is worth 1,000,000 and somebody is only giving it to you for $10, then I would not buy. I would buy it from them for $10, but I would, after I sold it for like 10 million or whatever, I would come back and I would definitely pay them a nice portion of it, because to me, it's not fair for you to take advantage of somebody like that and not pay them back, but be for the sole purpose that they sold it to you for $10. That's solely their fault. Now, if they said $10 and is negotiable, or they willing to trade, that's different. If they valued something like a car, like if you traded a car for them, if they valued your car at like 5,000 and they took it and you sold this item for 10 million, then there's nothing else that they could do about it. So anyway, getting off fucking topic. So we got our entrepreneurship on, and that was how we was getting by. And the apartment complex didn't like the fact that we were paying 10 days late. I mean, I can understand that, but 10 days late for some people ain't nothing, because they're getting paid more money. That's how I look at it as a business standpoint. Now, after a certain period of time, those late fees just keep kicking up, and then it's eventually going to carry over into a new month. So they gave us a threshold, which was to the 25th until we had to pay. So we always paid them by the 15th every time. And then all of a sudden they wanted to go back on it and say, well, we're no longer going to do this. And this was happening as the apartment complex became under new management. So we were like, well, damn, what are we going to do? So we decided not to pay them any rent, and they let them take us to court, because if you look at it financially, if we paid them rent, they would have still took us to court within like a week or two, and then we would have had paid like $800-900 for no reason. So they decided to file, and then it took the sheriff 2 weeks, and then on top of that, we had another 2 weeks after that. So we actually had a free month to gather up more money on top of the money we would have paid them, and was able to save up to put a deposit down on a new place and stuff like that. But we only had 5 days to do all that, because the court ruled in their favor to get possession of the place, but we weren't going to get hit with that eviction on the credit. So any new places we went to, because of the stuff they did, like they cut off our electricity to get our attention, as they said on to us one time, because they thought we was trying to avoid paying rent without saying anything. We was like, what the fuck? Are you kidding me? We just talked to you about it. So that's why I hate when you tell one person something and then somebody else in the office is there. So they ended up getting in trouble for that. So we're not going to get hit with eviction, but the judge said by law he only can give 5 days for us to move out. And damn, fucking shit out of Rocktails. So they decided not to give us any more days as well. So we were a little upset about that, but we had 5 days to pack, move, get a new place. So within that first day, my mom found a guy in the town next by that owned, and sometimes guys, not being racist or anything, but your own race sometimes is the best people you can go to sometimes. So he was trying to get black people to move into his place because he didn't like how he was being treated by other races. Sometimes they thought they always called him, like, try to see him for a criminal and stuff like that because of the rules he had. And his rules were simple. He don't do credit checks. He doesn't do credit checks. He doesn't require you to do much but give your social security and make sure that you are who you are. But he's doing this by legal documents. It's not like you're writing it on a piece of paper for him, but he's doing it by legal documents and stuff like that. And you basically sign a lease saying that you will abide by his rules, and that's basically taking care of the place by mowing the lawn, because it's kind of like a house. It's a duplex now. and it has a garage and basically keeping up with the maintenance on it. You pay your own water, your utilities and stuff like that. So he's not responsible for that. And, there's a couple other things that he has on there that he's not responsible for, like, other animals coming in your yard and taking a shit and stuff like that. So you have to fence it yourself. And that's what we're going to do soon. But, and other people, he has AC units in here. It's not the central air stuff that you usually see in apartments, but this isn't really an apartment. So, it's a standalone building it's kind of like a townhome. It's not fully attached to the other place. It's kind of like separated. So you could call it your own place, like your own house. So we ended up going to court. Like I said, we ended up moving here, and it worked out for us. In 2 days, me and my brother did 11 straight hours. We had a couple breaks in between, but not much. We did 11 straight hours of, lifting and hauling all these boxes we had made into the U-Haul truck we rented for the day. And we did it. We had a dolly, but the boxes we had were only, excuse me. The boxes we had would only, the dolly we had would only carry 2 boxes at a time. So, for some boxes, we just decided to carry there. And you got to understand, we going up and downstairs as well. So, we lived upstairs, and I hate living upstairs, but now we're on the ground floor and we have a garage. And, the unload trip was just so fucking sexy. Like, it took us 10 minutes to unload a full truck of fucking, a big ass, like, I think it was, what we get, a 16-inch truck? A 16-inch truck of a fully loaded 16-inch truck U-Haul. I'm sorry, guys. I can't fucking speak right now. But we did that shit like nothing, man. We went in just like straight football mode and said, we got to get this shit done. And when we was loading it up, it was real hard on us. It was real hard on my back and shit, man. It was really getting to me. And I didn't want my brother doing a lot because, he had camp the next day. Because eventually he's going to be doing 2 a days. Oh, I don't have any fucking food. Bitch, run. Shit. I just fucking forgot that. I can use my goodness blessing. Use it. Use that. And get this kill and then we out. Did that bitch kill? Oh my god, he killed my shit. Fuck it. We gone. I'm not risking that. So anyway, I fucked that trip up, man, because I'm a little laggy and I'm constantly getting hit by shit, and sometimes that thing just automatically explodes. I had that issue at arraxor, man. Next video, I'll tell y'all about my arraxor and probably show you the kills I did, and I actually ain't got no kill yet, so that's one reason why I'm here. I'm broke. So anyway, back on to what's going on. So I'm gonna wrap this video up with saying that we got that shit done, man. We in a new place. Everything is going a lot better. And now we're not bound to, corporate stuff. We're dealing with another human who owns something. So when you're dealing with someone who actually owns the place that they're renting out, then it's a lot better for you to negotiate and talk with. But however, because the rent is a lot cheaper, we're able to pay, the monthly. And the funny thing is actually a lot beneficial because it's, I don't know if I said it already, but it's like $200-300 cheaper, and the place is nice. There's no carpet. I hate fucking carpet, but there's no carpet, and the area is decent. I'm within walking distance to a lot of fucking stores and restaurants. So if the truck that I bought ever breaks down, I'm good, man. It's almost time for me to check my ports. I'm seeing a lot of my ships come back. So, it's looking real good for me right now. I can focus on college. I've been doing a free class at Stanford for computer science. I think they call it CS 101. So, it's a real good start for me, man, because I get the hang of the shit quick. I've always knew about computers and stuff like that. Coding I knew slightly about because, I don't know if you guys know, but I was actually part of doing some experimental coding with video games, and I think I stated I was trying to make my own video game before, but what I'm making, I don't really know what it is right now. I'm just trying to see how the mechanics of coding works together with other things, basically the true and false statements and stuff like that, and how to get movement of a three-dimensional character and stuff right now. That's mainly what I'm working with. But eventually, hopefully, I can start making full-fledged games, but it's going to take some time. So this free class I got is going to end, I think, at the end of this month, but I'll get a certificate for it that states, I participated in it from Stanford. So it's a real good start for me. And I've heard other people have gotten jobs from getting this certificate. So I was like, well, shit, what I'm gonna do is just take the certificate and probably go do some more online stuff until I head to college, and then that way I already know the shit, so it won't be that big of a burden on me. I would just have to fully focus on, like, if I say play football, I would mainly have to focus on that and just make sure I complete the homework, but I should already know the material. So it just depends on the level of computer science they have out here versus what they are given for free at Stanford. So um, we'll see. And plans for RuneScape right now, I'm on RuneScape 3 trying to make a little bit of money. And I had, like I said, I'm on my cash stack is sad, man. So I'm trying to get that back up. Arraxor has been kicking my ass. It's the phase 4 part. In the beginning, I was losing a lot because nobody really knew how to get past like phase 2, phase 3. We didn't know anything about, the suicide spiders instantly killing us. So I lost a lot of money that way, but it was only because I was using Super Ceradom and Bruise, and I listened to some other people saying that's the only way you can survive into the last phase. But once you got the hang of it, you kind of saw how things work. It's, Anticipate started helping me out a lot because I didn't even know that you could use that to get out of the webs and stuff like that, or to avoid being. I mean, I knew you could avoid it being dragged, but I was getting swiped a lot. I was misclicking too much, and I kind of got the hang of everything. And then once you get the hang of it, man, it's a lot easier. And taking the third path has actually helped out a lot. I get to the fourth phase with like half inventory in my yak. The only problem is at the fourth phase, I get hit for so much damage because I don't kill it fast enough, and it's mainly because I didn't use Revolution, but I'm gonna use Revolution now when I fight. And I didn't know that, like, while you're eating Revolution, you can still do attacks. So as you can see in my bar, this is actually the bar that I use for Raxor, but I took away the other two abilities because I was at Glaciers, and I had an Excalibur. I got my prey switches here because I used that at the last phase. I have my fingers on, Z and X, and then while the Revolution would be doing this for me at first, I was manually typing the 1 2 3 4 and trying to do it, and I was like, dude, I can't do all this at one time. It's too much multitasking. Then I had my Bruise bind it to C, which is right next to X, so I was like, I can that'll make it a lot easier while I'm prey switching. So I decided, if I'm using Revolution, these are basically being used, and what I'll do is I'll manually come in and press my thresholds and my ultimate, so that'll make the last kill the final kill a lot better. And that way, I'm just walking around, of course, taking the Excalibur, which I didn't take. I just set this up for this time. I was gonna try, but I was like, you know what? Let me stop eating up my cash pile and let me get maybe 20 or 30 mil from the Glaciers, and then go back, and maybe by then, maybe I'll be a lot better at doing. This is actually the gear that I taken. I need some better boots. I know I'm on welfare mode, but I already had Tectonic from before, so that's what I've been using. I don't use this. I actually use an Onyx ring, and I use Penance, which only allows me to take like 2 or 3 super restores. Actually, you only need 1, but I take the other 2 to replenish my stats sometimes, because when I'm spamming the hell out of those on a phase 4, you actually drain the hell out of your stats. But Smokey, a guy like us, if you guys know Smokey Films, he actually stated that you still hit pretty accurately, and he did it naked. So that's really upsetting me because I can't even do the shit with fucking armor and stuff on. And Chaotic Stab wrecks there, man. That's the problem. I do so much damage on the other phases, but the last phase, for whatever reason, I'm just like, once I get it down to like 25k health, like I get it down easy, but it's like all of a sudden this bitch goes up like 1,000 defense and I can't hit, and I'm getting just spanked by the acid thing. I'm moving out the way of it, and everything just goes wrong. So I'll show a video footage of it, man, and you'll see how consistent I'm hitting on a boss. And then on the last phase, you'll see how all that changes at the end. So hopefully, with the new tactics, I kind of learned. I'm not gonna lie, I took from Smokey. He said to go in melee distance and kind of just walk around it and just keep one prey on, so you don't have to worry about switching prey. I'm gonna try that, and see if it works a lot better than being at a distance and switching from mage to range. So we'll see how that goes. I'll holler at you guys later. Hopefully this means a new chapter in my life and I can start kicking out those RuneScape videos a lot better, and we'll see what happens, guys. So thank you for watching. I'm with Elax. See you at the next video.